right.
Yeah, that's good.
We ready?
I like that.
All right.
We're on telly.
Hey, it's Bill Stage, and I'm with Hall of Famer Denny Laine, and it's my first time with a Hall of Famer in studio, sir.
Me too. First time I've been in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, what? Tell me a little bit about that experience, because it was kind of initially it didn't look like you were going to get in, and it was an oversight. Was it?
Well, I don't know the full story. All I know is that Go Now got us into it.
Yeah.
So obviously I should have been in it.
Sure.
But then everybody stuck up for me. Peter Asher, Stevie Van Zandt, a couple of people, friends who were on the board, and I finally got the call. Oh yeah, you're in.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, as we always say, it's not a British thing, the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So we're not that fussed or unhappy that we weren't in there.
Sure.
I mean, the fans always say, yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
But anyway, once we were, and just seeing the way it goes, and it's nice to be a part of all that.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. And then of course I met Ray. I know Ray had passed away, unfortunately, but we've been in touch with him and his wife prior to that. And then I met, of course, Graham and Mike from the old Moodies. And then Justin and John were great. It was a very nice family sort of feel. I felt good about it, really. Very
cool. So let's kind of talk about what's going on tomorrow night, Saturday night at the Redstone Room, the RME River Music Experience. You're going to kind of go through, you've got quite the catalog of songs that and many performers that you played with. Tell us a little bit about what's going on tomorrow.
Well, generally speaking, I would do, I'd say, well, I wrote this song, two pieces of a song, and then Paul said to me, why don't you join them together? And that's basically what happened. I did this song. I want to give your love away and not give you nothing. Not surprise your black eyes against you. No words for my love. So I'll talk about how that song came to be on the Run album. And then my contribution, just singing harmonies or playing guitar on certain tracks that I wasn't singing lead on.
Sure.
So I cover a lot of that. And I also cover a lot of my own songs because obviously, I've had songs covered by other people. One of which is with Colin Blunstone from the Zombies, for example. So I'm kind of pushing my songwriting side of it. Since that's what I've really been doing since I left all the bands.
Sure.
But I do have my own band too.
Okay.
I do that.
Great.
We do the Band on the Run album, and we do the Moody's album.
Sure.
And some other stuff. But, this gives me a chance to be more of it's almost like a workshop almost.
Yeah.
Where you get the audience reaction as well. And they will suggest a song. And then I'll go, do I remember that one? Anytime, any day, you can hear the people say, listen to what the men say. I might do a little bit of that, but it all depends on what they are suggesting too.
Sure.
So, I have a pretty well set thing that I do. Obviously, it's about an hour and a half show.
Yeah.
I try not to talk too much.
But that's cool too. I like knowing the stories behind the songs. When you sit down to write a song, what do you have a certain process that you go through? Does it just hit you? How does it go for you?
Well, generally, I do have like a set of chords. Like in that song I just played you, I said to Paul, "I've got this," and then I've got this, and he goes, "Well, that'll just be together."
Yeah.
So it wasn't a process in the sense that what I do is I have bits, and like I had another song like. I'll go. I make up 3 bits.
Yeah.
And then I add the words later. Usually.
Okay.
But I will probably, song is like 3 sections usually. And all my stuff is based around the old blues and almost jazz.
Sure.
Chords, a lot of the Wings stuff was minor 7ths and stuff like that. It was, That sort of, a lot of Paul stuff was that too. And so those were our first influences as kids.
So when you've got the kind of the skeletal bare bones of the musical structure, and then you lay the lyrics on top of it, do you know what the song is about when the words are coming out of you, or do you look back on it later?
It's usually to do with what I'm going through.
Yeah.
But it's, I always say this, and people don't believe me, but it's influenced usually by what I'm going through.
Sure.
But I always turn it into a fictional situation rather than the actual reality, because I'm looking at other people's situations too. Yeah. And as a songwriter, I'm trying to bring in maybe one verse there and another verse there, but completely different. But the theme of the song is, the same. But it brings in other people's stories. I mean, I had this song, like, for example, which was, I had a big hit with it. Well, Colin Blunstone did it. I realize that I've been in your eyes some kind of fool. What I did's to drink fish or drink a pool. I've been doing some whining. I've been doing some fighting. So say you don't mind to let me off this time. And Colin took that, and he took just the vocal, and all the string parts that were on it, which were overdubbed, later. Yeah. John Paul Jones of Led Zeppelin fame put them together. He took that, and then he added just the voice to the string part, and he had a huge hit with it. So in other words, I was talking about this earlier. Once they take your song and give it their treatment, even though it's based on your kind of ideas, that's what you like about being a songwriter.
Yeah,
the Beatles loved that. I know that for a fact because obviously, they're friends of mine, and we saw the way that everybody covered the Beatles song.
Right.
But Joe Cocker, for example, did it different.
Sure.
Somebody else did it different, and that's what we like to do. And if you can have a song that people want to do that to, then just basically as a song, lyric-wise and chord-wise, or melody-wise, it works.
Yeah. Now, do you like performing live more or less than in the studio?
Well, I like performing live more because it's much more of a challenge.
Yeah.
You've got to be on your game. You get criticism too if you don't get it quite right.
Sure.
I do always mess up sometimes. But, I'm experiencing getting through those things too.
It's rock and roll.
Yeah. I mean, there's a time once when me and Paul were doing a big British tour, and all the lights went out. So we just got a couple of flashlights and walked out onto the stage and started tap dancing. I mean, because the show must go on is the thing. And so, I just like that better than being in a studio where there is a certain amount of pressure on the studio. Yeah. I mean, you set yourself a goal that you're going to go in there and come out with something. You are. And it's what we did with Band on the Run kind of thing. We had to go in there and get all those backing tracks down first, and not spend too much time on it.
Did you have songs going into that session?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the songs, but we had the arrangements to a certain degree because we'd rehearsed them with the band. Yeah. But the other guys didn't turn up, so that left Paul on drums and me on guitar. So you would have to compromise, in that way. But in the same sense, you knew it well enough to give each other the eye, okay, and then you follow what I'm doing, I'll follow what you're doing. And that's what you do. That's where you get the feel from, you see. But of course, Paul's played drums on a few things. I've played drums on a lot of my demos.
Yeah.
You learn to play a lot of different instruments. Not like experts, but you do.
Yeah, you got to be proficient. Got to be dangerous enough.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's all about the feel.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, the less technical you are, the better the feel can be because you're sticking to the... But we grew up on all those feels. That's what we got. We got that from a lot of American bands. I mean, in the 60s, we listened to American radio all the time in Germany, the Forces Network. And we also had our folk roots and as I say, jazz, everything that was going on at the time after the war. There was a lot of music around.
What that's such a legacy coming from that arena. What is your viewpoints on music nowadays? Do you think we'll look at it in the same way as?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's." We used to say about the old days, "Oh, they don't write songs like that anymore."
Yeah,
but they actually do. You know, I mean, it's like Beatles will be the next Beethovens. It's the way it goes.
Yeah.
And whatever they are doing now is based on basically what we were doing too, or what we, took the baton and ran with it, and then that's what they're doing. They have a lot more, maybe they have a lot more influence because of YouTube, etc., etc. But there's still a lot of live bands out there. They're still trying to do that thing that we used to do, which is go out and play in front of an audience. Because you can't do it all on computers or live in your room and do it that way.
Yeah.
You have to have the both things.
Yeah, cream rises to the top sort of thing.
It's the energy level. If you go in the studio after you've been on the road, it's going to be a better album or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow, RME in Davenport. It's a cool little place.
Is it?
Yeah. It's kind of our own little Hall of Fame down here in the Quad Cities. So a lot of musical history here in Davenport in the Quad Cities, and we're very happy that you're a part of it here.
Well, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it. As I say, the great thing about it is I get to meet all the people wherever I am, all different ages, by the way. In a lot of these places, because they bring their kids and whatever sometimes, and they know a lot more than I think they do.
Sure.
About me.
So
that's kind of a compliment.
Yeah.
And that gets me in a good mood. And it's amazing how many people in this country, well, all over the world really now, are so into music more than they ever were. So, I think at one point, but they really are into the music, and it's a great compliment, really.
Very cool. Tomorrow, a little bit of songwriting, taking you a trip through the whole musical catalog of Denny Laine. It's going to be a trip.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. All the best.